am prepared to accept one of your traditional gestures of human gratitude.
Our tradition is to punch you in the nose. Hold still.
Your gratitude is implied.
Well, Grandma, what did you think of Home?
I enjoyed it. I thought the age-old theme of what does home mean was well illustrated. It has family and friendship and cooperation. I thought the animation was very good. The thing that I was most impressed with was the convoluted language, the way they talked, the Boov talked, or how O talked, but you still understood him, even though he created it.
Are going home.
Pardon?
He's going home.
Yeah, he is.
We home.
But I understood it, you know, it wasn't hard to understand what he was saying, even though the language was
They were missing some of the tenses and things like
yes.
that, and the syntax.
But the more they knew about each other, the Boov, the humans, and the bad guy, the more they realized that they were pretty much the same needs, same desires, and I thought they showed that quite well. What about you?
Well, I was very happy that we saw this movie, as it turns out, because it was a much better story than I think any of the trailers let out that it was. Again, it's frankly, I think, a very good science fiction story, and you know, it was not that funny. Actually, I didn't think it was promoted as being funny, and it was trying to be funny, but the jokes and such I didn't think were very funny. In a way, this film actually might have been better as a drama.
I didn't think it was funny.
Well,
I didn't get the impression that it was supposed to be a comedy.
You don't think, again, with Steve Martin being one of the main characters and him being all goofy all of the time, and then Jim Parsons being all goofy, you don't think they were trying to be funny?
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, I mean, again, it was.
I didn't know who the voices were until they told us.
Well, but it wouldn't really matter who it was. The character itself was being silly and goofy. All of the characters were being silly and goofy, except for the humans.
I thought that it was just really funny how dramatic it was.
How dramatic it was in the end?
Yeah, well, the music was super dramatic.
The music, that's a good point, Megan. The music was very good. Original song, I think. Was that who it was?
Yeah,
okay.
Well, again, I thought that the story was very interesting, and I didn't know where it was going, and it was very interesting to follow. The story was more interesting than, again, I think more entertaining than the dialogue and the funny business and all of that. And that's how it was promoted. You knew nothing about what an interesting story it was by any of the advertising or promotion for this film, and I had no idea it was such an interesting story.
So you were pleasantly surprised.
I was very pleasantly surprised. I was happy that we went to this movie. I mean, we could very easily have missed it.
Well, I didn't know what to expect, so I was open to whatever. What do you think about the 3D?
Oh, and I thought the 3D was a quite good use of 3D. It was I think better early on than it was later. They made, I think, a real effort to bring it out into the audience, and you could see that they built it into designing the whole look of the story and everything, and the world and what they were going to be doing
relocating all of the humans.
Yeah, I mean, some 3D movies are sort of a 3D as an afterthought, and they don't really use it as a concept, I don't think, as a style even. And this one really did, and I think the 3D was worth
With
the
the
3D.
extra money.
I mean, it's always expensive, but again, here's an instance where it really
Added to the whole impression.
exactly.
I
It could have, if it was going to be funny, it could have been funnier than it turned out being. But the story was very interesting, and it could have worked as a comedy or a drama. Really, I mean, that you could take that same science fiction story and put it in a drama, and it would have been, I think, just as good a movie, if not more so.
I was particularly impressed with the character of the girl.
Yes.
I thought her hair, yes, that she was so patient with O
Mm-hmm.
in introducing him to what humans were really like, and I thought it could have been so different, with a different kind of personality, but she was very, very. I was impressed with her.
Yeah, and I think as maybe Megan was pointing out, there's a lot of emotion in it.
Yes, more dramatic than you might have expected it to be.
Yeah.
Did you know that? I thought it was like monsters.
Yeah,
I didn't know that they took over.
I liked when the Booth learned how to respond to the music. They started dancing. They didn't mean to. Oh, what is this? My body is moving. Yes, that's what music does to you. Now, you recognize the artwork, didn't you? The Starry Night?
Yeah.
Van Gogh's Starry Night?
Yeah.
One of his most famous.
Again, that was just another one of the
Yes,
aspects
another throw that in.
human life that
Yes.
they didn't understand, or had to come to understand.
That's right.
So, well, how would you wrap it all up, Grandma? What do you think?
I very much enjoyed it, and I thank you for taking me to it, because it is one of the ones I probably wouldn't have chosen on my own.
Yeah.
It was well worth going to.